I see comments like this, they always sort of come off as like, ooh, this is a gotcha comment. If you're being abused by a narcissist, you're going no contact with them. But if they cut you off, they're cutting you off. They're not going no contact. Seems suspicious. And to me, that's just a willful misunderstanding of what is actually happening here. Going no contact is about enforcing your own personal boundary to protect yourself. It is not about controlling or manipulating other people into doing something. Narcissists, however, enjoy cutting off their victims or giving them the silent treatment or doing other things like that to manipulate them, to try to get them to get in line. The intent is extremely different here. So when I say I have gone no contact with my narcissistic mother and my narcissistic brother, it is because they have engaged in extremely damaging behavior to me. My mother has cussed me out so many times on holidays or leading up to holidays, oftentimes in a very spontaneous manner. Like when I'm not even in the States and I'm completely doing something else and I haven't even spoken to her in a few days. All of a sudden I open up my phone, there's like a barrage of text messages. That's just one of literally thousands of examples I could give. My narcissistic brother has been both physically and emotionally violent towards me, I would say, for my entire life. With both of these people, as a people pleaser would do, I chased both of them around trying to get them to love me for like my entire life. If I do this, maybe you'll love me. If I do this, maybe you'll love me. If I do this, maybe you'll be nice to me. No, it just never happens. And then you wake up one day and you're like, oh, it's not me, it's them. I need to go no contact because I can't continue to allow people to hurt me. With them, however, when they go no contact or if they cut you off or give you the silent treatment, it's because they are mad that you stood up to them, that you called them out for bad behavior that they've done, and they just don't want to hear it. There was one time, for instance, where I called my mom and I said, hey, I'm going to come down there around the holidays. I would like to see you when I go to lunch sometime. Well, yeah, but I don't want to hear anything about how I'm a shitty mom. And she had gone a portion of time before that not speaking to me because I was talking to her about how destructive her behavior had been. So there's a difference in the intent, and that's really important. But language like this where you're saying, oh, well, you go no contact, but they cut people off, that kind of like willful misunderstanding, communicating that to victims that aren't solid on understanding the differences there, like I am myself, has the victims constantly re-victimizing themselves. A lot of times victims of narcissistic abuse are constantly questioning, am I the problem? What can I do differently to make this better? And the answer is nothing. The abuser does not want the interaction with their victim to go well. That's not their goal. But the victim thinks that, doesn't everybody want things to just go nicely between people? That's not the goal of the narcissist. And that's very confusing to victims of narcissistic abuse. And so giving this assumption that we all want things to go well, and so, well, if you're going no contact with them and they're cutting you off, it sounds like you both feel like each other are toxic. That's not what is happening. One is about protection of self, and the other is about manipulating the other person. Very, very different.